What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some great information on Metroid Dread. It's some good news on the game, and I accurately predicted this. But before we get into it, please make sure you hit that like button. Also subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos first. Now, I've been hyping up Metroid Dread for pretty much since we knew about it once at E3. Metroid has been one of those special franchises, that I absolutely love. And Metroid Dread has shown everything. From the first time that I saw this game, I knew it was going to be a hit. Plus, you have the pedigree of a developer that I've loved for a long time, and now they're finally getting the time, the opportunity, the franchise, and the team when it comes to Nintendo to work with to really spread their wings and show what they can do with Mercury Steam. And it is all coming into a pot here at this point, melting up and exploding in a very high quality experience. And of course, one of the best 2D Metroid experiences that we've ever had, because the reviews are out for Metroid Dread on the Nintendo Switch, and it's actually achieved something that few other Nintendo brand new games have achieved, which could lead to the big thing that everybody wants to know with Metroid Dread in terms of the sales of the game. And I have some data, which we'll talk about here, that pretty much guarantees this game is going to be a 3 million unit seller plus at this point. And if it isn't, it'd be in such a small or rare company when it comes to brand new single release or releases right at the time on the Nintendo Switch, and we'll get into that in just a bit. So right now, Metacritic, the game is sitting at a nice 88. Now, it was at 90 with the first, I think, like 15 to 20 something reviews or so. A couple sevens came in, but for the most part, it's been all super positive reviews, all 9s and 10s, very good scores. And especially for 2021, this year, it's been rough. There hasn't been a lot of major releases that have been 90 plus or so. So Metroid Dread is right in there in the game of the year conversation, at least when it comes to review scores for major games. I think that it's definitely going to be a contender for many different outlets out there, and in my opinion, definitely one of the games that should be in that final lineup when it comes to the Game Awards and when it comes to all the major publications out there. So right now, like I stated, 88 average, 53 reviews. Now, here's what I'm talking about when it comes to the rare company that it puts itself in for Nintendo Switch first party exclusives getting this high of a mark. I'm going to go down the list here, and then we're going to talk about the sales, and this pretty much guarantees, at least in my opinion, with all the other stuff that I've already discussed on this channel, the Switch effect, if you haven't seen my videos on that, some of the other things with the Amazon sales, the pre-order sales, all the things that are kind of ticking the boxes here that we see with higher selling Nintendo Switch games, it's happening with Metroid Dread. So going from the bottom to the top, and this is any Nintendo Switch exclusive first party brand new game. So not a game that was ported over from the Wii U to the Switch later down the line. This is all games that released day and date on the Nintendo Switch that have received at least an 86 or higher on the review scale for a first party game. Now you have Luigi's Mansion 3 with an 86, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening with an 87, Astral Chain with an 87, Super Mario Maker 2 with an 88, Fire Emblem 3 Houses with the 89, Animal Crossing New Horizons with the 90, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with the 93, Super Mario Odyssey with the 97, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild with a 97. Now, out of all of those games, Metroid Dread fits right in there between Fire Emblem 3 Houses and Super Mario Maker with that 88 and that 89. And all of those games, every single one of those games, especially for an established franchise, sold over 3 million units. Now, the lowest selling one out of all of those was Astral Chain with 1 point something million. And as we know, Metroid Dread is definitely far more popular than most of what Platinum Games does or those style of games. So if you remove that one there, out of all of the other games there, every single game. Well, all of them were multi-million unit sellers, so that's obviously a great thing, but also all of them were 3 million plus unit sellers. Luigi's Mansion was huge. Link's Awakening was 4 million. I think that's 5 million plus at this point. Super Mario Maker 2, obviously 7 million. Fire Emblem Three Houses was 3 million plus. Animal Crossing was 30 plus million. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 20 plus million. Super Mario Odyssey 20 plus million. Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild 20 plus million. So every single one of these franchises here, out of the new games that have released, have all benefited from that Nintendo Switch effect. We're seeing that here with it. It's fastly rising up the eShop sales charts as well. Plus, it's also still one of the best pre-ordered Nintendo Switch games for the holiday season here. So things are looking really up for Metroid Dread, and people are getting a chance to finally experience a high quality HD 2D Metroid game, because to be honest, we haven't had one when it comes to HD Metroid. Remember, Metroid Other M, not really a real 2D Metroid game, and since then there hasn't really been anything. The last one that we actually got was Metroid Fusion for a new game, and then we did get Metroid Samus Returns from Mercury Steam as well, but that's on the Nintendo 3DS with the 240p screen. So while the game is high quality, it wasn't in HD, it wasn't built for a system like the Nintendo Switch. So this is the first time that we've ever been able to experience this natively with it, and obviously it's been fantastic. I think that Nintendo obviously knocked it out of the park with getting Mercury Steam to work on the 2D Metroid franchise along with Sakamoto and the Nintendo teams as well. So it's very good to see this type of result for Metroid Dread. And it goes to show you that this is the major release for Nintendo this year. You're seeing billboards, you're seeing all sorts of marketing promotion. You had great trailers, you had great just type of enthusiasm with the Metroid Dread reports. Nintendo is banking on this game on doing really well. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been putting this type of marketing effort and money into this game. Now, that's kind of how these things work too. People are saying, well, how do you know that it's going to do better than what it's done before? What's going on there? Well, I know, just because Nintendo wouldn't be pushing it this hard if they didn't have good reason to believe that this game had potential to do the best in the series, just like they pushed some of the other franchises that didn't do as well on previous systems, like Xenoblade Chronicles, for example, got huge promotion, huge push, not as much as Metroid Dread, but still got a lot more promotion and push than we saw with the previous Xenoblade games, and it worked out very well for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, doing over 2 million units, blowing out the previous best-selling game in the franchise as well. Heck, we even got little stuff on this side here. This is excluding the 86 and up that I talked about in all of those games, with the exception of Astral Chain being 3 million plus unit sellers. So I think that we're going to see a lot of similar success here, and I'm very excited to get into Metroid Dread. I'll be getting my copy as well, and while I won't be streaming it for you guys anytime soon because I don't want to go in with the spoilers and have people say certain things, but I think once I actually beat the game and once I actually experience it myself, I'll probably do some speed running, or I'll do some other things, just kind of do some like extra stuff in a couple weeks to give you guys just, you know, just more thoughts on it and everything. But I'll definitely upload like a first impressions, what I think, and kind of other things like that, just using the stock footage that we already have, or the default footage that we do already have here, just because, man, this is so great to see. Metroid is back. Just Metroid, the franchise, is back. 2D Metroid is back. The high quality is back. And I think that this will propel Nintendo and also Mercury Steam to have not only a closer relationship, but probably down the line, maybe even acquisition like we saw with Next Level Games. I think that Mercury Steam, with this type of score, has earned the trust of Nintendo and has earned the trust, or will be earning the trust, of gamers out there, because this is easily one of the highest rated exclusives of the year, one of the highest rated games of the year. So fans are going to go out there and support this one. There hasn't been a single game, like I said, with the exception of Astral Chain, just one, with new releases that didn't do 3+ million unit sellers with this score in 88 or up. And heck, even if you want to look at 88 and up, all the games that Nintendo has in that category for new games, all of them were all 3 million plus unit sellers, including Fire Emblem Three Houses, which broke its previous series best from the Nintendo 3DS. So I think that this is definitely good news. This is good stats, a good company to be in, and we're going to see some awesome stuff once probably like a month goes by or so, or a couple months goes by, Nintendo gives us that first detail of it. So I personally feel that this 88 is only going to bolster the sales even further, get people to do FOMO, all the positive reviews coming in. Even if you just read it, it's glowing. Like, they're talking about how great the game is. They're talking about how it puts fear in your heart, and the game is difficult, but at the same time you learn from your mistakes. Like, there's depth, there's intrigue, the story is fantastic, all the elements that you've been wanting to see in a superb HD 2D Metroid game is here. So very good to hear all of that as well. But what are your thoughts when it comes to Metroid Dread and the stats laid out here? Are you picking up the game? Are you excited about it? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe if you're someone new. Click that notification bell, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.